Hey guys, welcome back to virtual session on PHP MySQL. In this session, I'm going to discuss with you how we can construct the UI, and by using that UI, how we can insert the data into database, as well as how we can populate all the data available in the database. So let us understand this. In earlier session, we had a discussion that how we can able to connect our PHP application using MySQL. Then we create the database, then we create the table, we able to insert the record, we able to insert multiple records, we discuss about the prepared statements. In this session, my motive is to construct the UI like this by using HTML, where we have a form to input the data. And once you save this data, the data will be inserted into database and we'll get the message, congrats data saved. And when you click on the display data, that record, that entire data which is available in the database will be populated onto the browser. Okay, so we need to create a dynamic table which will read the records from the database. Means here we are processing two queries, right? That queries will be whenever you click on the save data, it will read the data and process a query, insert into data table. And whenever you process a button, display data, it will process a query, select star from tab. So let us discuss how to generate the UI and how to write a PHP MySQL logic connectivity to achieve this. As we know that to establish the connection with the database, we should have a server name, localhost, user ID, username, root, and the password is blank. In my case, there is no password available. And the database to which we are processing the queries, that name is MyDB. I'm creating an object of connection, con equals to new MySQL. I'm passing out server name, username, password, and database name as an argument to the constructor of MySQL. Right? Once the object of the connection is established, if there is no error will be generated if the XAMPP server is not on, or the user ID, password, or the database name is wrong. If not, then it will successfully able to establish the connection. Otherwise, it will give you the message connection failed and the reason for error. Now, $extract post means we have a form over here. Whatever data we entered, once you click on the save, $extract post means it will read that all posted data. And if the button, if it's set save, means if the event is processed, event is fired, event is processed, that name of the button is save, right? Then that form, right, have a text fields by the name, first name, last name, and email ID. As we know that in a MyDB database, there is a data table called as MyGuests, and having the fields ID, which is primary and auto incremented. Then we have a first name, last name, email, and then the registration date is there. Here MyDB, and these are the MyGuests. This is the MyGuest table having the columns. ID, first name, last name, email, and the registration date. Right? Here it is. ID is integer 6, first name varchar 30, last name varchar 30, email ID that is varchar 50, and the registration date, that is the timestamp, which will take the current system date and assign it. Means we are not supposed to enter the data of ID, as it is auto incremented from 1, and the registration date, it will take the system's date. So we have to just read the data from the form related to FN, LN, and means first name, last name, and EM. Now first name, FN, LN, and EM, these are the name of the text fields. Now here is your form, right, which having the method equals to post, and in the table we have a text fields, input type equal to text, name equals to first name, in the similar manner last name and the EM. And whenever you click on the submit button of save data, this code will be activated. Extract $post will read that all the data posted from the form, and then if the button is the save button, then it will insert into my guest. This query will be built, first name, last name, email, and these values will be that values which you posted from the field first name, last name, and EM will be processed. So query, on that connection we process the query, this query insert into. After processing the query, if that query is not generating any error, so it will display the message congrats, data saved. Else it will give you the message, error message, data not saved, and it will display the error message. In the similar manner, now we have two buttons over here, that is display data. If you click on the display data, the name of the button is display. So this event processor, if its set is display, $display, then 3 blank spaces, a line will be center, a query has to be processed, because we have to display all the data, all the records available in the database. So it will process the query, select star form tab, and then it is obvious that whenever you are processing the query, select star form tab, all the records will be displayed. It will form a record set. So after processing a query, select star form tab, we have to assign it to the result, because this query have a result. And then we will be creating a dynamic table, because we don't know how many number of rows are there. Now, right now here in this case, near about 10 rows are there. Right now we want to fetch all this data onto the browser. So we need to, for that reason, we need to create a dynamic table border equals to 1, and echo that first name ID, first name, last name, email ID, registration date, and all. And after that, this result is actually get assigned all the records available in database. So while result and fetch array, this fetch array function will fetch a record, fetch a row from the array, okay, from the data list, and then assign to row. Means now row is pointing to first row of the result. Now row is pointing to first row of the result. Result dot fetch array, this will continuously fetch the record by record from the data set, from the data table, and then it will assign to row. Now row in the square bracket ID means now it will echo the ID, first name, last name, email ID, and registration date. And in this manner, the step is, it will read row by row, and till the row is not pointing to null, means till it reaches to the last record, it will read a record, print its values. In this manner, dynamically number of rows will be generated, and there is the end of table, and everything is center aligned. So this code will process a query, select star form tab, it will generate the result, and while row equals to result refers to fetch array. Now fetch array is a predefined method which will read a record from the result and assign to row, and row referring to the column field names Okay, you are able to print all those table data, and in this manner dynamic rows of the tables will be generated. And here is the code for generating the UI, body background, and then you define the style for the text area and the submit, and then form method equals to post. We have a input text equal to text having name, first name, placeholder, enter your first name, enter your last name, having the name ln as a last name and the em as a email id. And then we have two buttons for submit and display. If you click on the save data, okay, then this code will be popped up and it will read the data of first name, last name and em and assign the record over there. And if you display it, if you click on the button display, which is responsible for display data, then it will process the query, select star from tab, it will generate the result, and row by row it will fetch the data, and you can able to generate the dynamic table for all rows available in the database. So in this manner you will get the result like this. So as you know, I already created a database by the name of MyDB. There is a table we created dynamically by the name of MyGuests, having the fields ID, which is primary unique, and auto increment integer 6 was the here it is, integer 6 was the type, maximum 6 digits, and the first name varchar, last name varchar, email varchar, and the registration date as a timestamp. So in this manner we created the table structure, and then by using code we can read the data from the user, and then when you enter the save data, this data is going to save into the database, and whenever you click on the display data, all the records available in the database will be displayed over here. So this code will help you out how we can generate the UI, how we can read the dynamic values from the user and insert into the database, as well as display all the records available in the database. So this is the way how we can establish the connections and deal with the database. I hope you will understand and enjoy this session and able to perform that all the database operations using PHP MySQL. Thank you.